Egypt was beating Argentina 2-0 at the World Cup. Then the referee disallowed their second goal. Then Argentina scored 3 goals in 13 minutes and won 3-2. By the time the final whistle blew, FIFA equals fixing it for Argentina was trending everywhere. Egypt's own coach stood up and said the tournament was directed towards Argentina. Now, was that match actually rigged? Almost certainly not. But here's the twist. The data says referees really are biased. Just not in the way angry fans think. Let's prove it. Start with a simple fact. When a home team is losing by 1 goal late in the game, referees add more stoppage time than they do for an away team in the same spot. On average, about 33 extra seconds. Same score, same situation. Different amount of time on the clock just because of which team is playing at home. That's not one study. Multiple leagues, multiple researchers, same result. And you don't have to dig through an academic paper to see it play out. Last season, Fulham traveled to Stamford Bridge and thought they'd taken the lead when Josh King finished a breakaway. VAR pulled it back for a foul in the build-up, a call so tight that even Chelsea's own manager only barely agreed with it, and one former referee watching in the studio called it not a foul at all. 9 minutes into first half stoppage time that existed largely because of that VAR review, Chelsea, the home side, scored the opener. They added a second half penalty and won 2-0. Days later, the body that oversees English referees admitted the VAR intervention had been a mistake and pulled the official from his next assignment. One match doesn't prove bias any more than one coin flip proves a coin is rigged. But it's a clean real-world snapshot of exactly the mechanism the 33-second stat is describing. A tight call goes the home team's way, the clock runs long, and the home side benefits before the whistle even blows again. And here's why this example is actually the opposite of the one we opened with. With Argentina and Egypt, fans jumped straight to the tournament was fixed, a claim about intent, about someone deciding the outcome in advance. There's no evidence for that, and the data we've got doesn't support it either. With Chelsea and Fulham, nobody needs to reach for a conspiracy. There's a name, a documented process, and an actual authority that reviewed the decision and said, on the record, it was wrong. No hidden motive required. Just a single official in real time misjudging a coin flip close challenge in a system that already tilts slightly toward the home side. That's the distinction the whole video hinges on. The emotional reaction, this was rigged, feels identical in both cases. But one is an unproven accusation, and the other is a small human admitted error, sitting on top of a real statistical tendency. Mixing those two up is exactly how a bad VAR call turns into a fan on Twitter typing FIFA equals fixing it all over again. Then in 2020, football accidentally ran the biggest experiment on human bias ever. COVID emptied every stadium, no crowds, same referees, same rules, just silence. Researchers studying Germany's league found that before COVID, home teams got fewer fouls called against them than away teams. Once the crowds disappeared, that gap shrank. Less noise, less bias. Simple story, right? Except one team of researchers at the University of Leeds asked a better question. Maybe it's not really about the crowd messing with the referee's head. Maybe home teams without fans cheering them on just play worse. Fewer shots, fewer attacks. So the referee has less real reason to punish the away team. When they controlled for which team was actually playing better, the bias almost disappeared, especially for red cards. So which is true? Are referees swayed by crowd noise, or are crowds just making home teams play better, which changes what the ref is fairly reacting to? The honest answer, probably a bit of both, tangled together. And you can't tell them apart unless you dig past the surface number. That's the real lesson. Not referees are corrupt. Referees are human, reacting to real patterns in the game. Patterns that are easy to mistake for something more sinister than they are. So even referees, the one job whose entire point is to be neutral, turn out to be shaped by things happening underneath the surface. Which makes you wonder, can we even trust the raw numbers the game itself produces? Turns out, the most repeated stat in football has the exact same problem. You've heard commentators say it 100 times. They dominated possession. More of the ball is treated like more control, like more winning. Here's the problem. It's often just wrong. At the 2022 World Cup, teams with less possession than their opponent actually won more games than teams with more. Not a one-off, a full tournament pattern. Zoom out further, a review pulling together 75 separate studies on this found no reliable link between possession and winning at all. Leicester City won the Premier League in 2016 with some of the lowest possession numbers in the league. They won with counterattacks, not control. Not meaningless, just measuring the wrong thing. One study found that possession, specifically in the attacking third, near the opponent's goal, makes you almost twice as likely to win. Meanwhile, shots on target predict winning far better than raw possession percentage does. 60% possession spent passing sideways in your own half means almost nothing. 40% possession spent attacking the box means everything. The stat can't tell the difference. You have to dig deeper to see it. Here's what ties all of this together. A referee's decisions and a possession percentage both look like simple, honest numbers. They're not lying to you. But they're both hiding a deeper cause underneath. And if you stop at the surface, you'll believe the wrong story every time. That Egypt game wasn't proof of a conspiracy. Neither was that VAR call at Stamford Bridge. They were proof that humans are messy, numbers are easy to misread, and the real story is always one layer beneath the headline. That's the data behind it. See you next time. If this kind of thing messes with your brain a little, good. That's the whole point of this channel. New videos dropping soon where we go hunting for the stuff hiding underneath the numbers. See you in the next one.